Hey, yo, 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 yo. What's up, YouTube? Hold on a sec. Gotta turn on the light. Gotta put my pants on. Alright. Getting ready to go outside. Do a few things. It's about 20 minutes after noon right now. I've been sitting in my pajama bottoms doing a little laundry. Started sorting some papers, cleaning up my own personal little area because it became a hell of a mess with all the papers I was sorting through. I'd gathered all my everything paper wise into piles. Yeah, I did. And it all sat right here behind where this camera sits right now, which it sits on my table. So here, I'll show you my mess. How's that? Sit here, talk about it. Alright, so here's my mess. Yep. If you notice, that's not full, it needs dumped. And I'm actually breaking my rule right now. I just realized that. Yep. Hold on here. Don't be looking. Pull my pants up. Alright? Don't worry, got underwear on. And I was watching the camera. I would not put this up here if anything showed. So I don't need people making fun of me. Alright. Don't be making fun of my gut. Alright, so I'm smoking a cigarette right now. And at 12:17, I wrote down mindless 12:17 because I mindlessly lit this cigarette up. See, I had resisted a cigarette for well over an hour, which is pretty good. And it had its easy points and hard points. I do have support. That's good. So anybody's wondering, I've got support. I don't need everybody and their brother busting my balls about how smoking's going. I got my goals, I got my plans, and I got my support. And recognizing this, mindless cigarette that I lit up, that's important. That's important. All right. So I'm gonna enjoy it since it's lit. And I'm going to try to have, every time I smoke a cigarette, until I smoke my last, be, well, right up to the last one, to be an enjoyable cigarette. And I'm going to succeed at my goal. I believe that. Yeah, and I'm not the only one quitting smoking. So if you want to pray for somebody on their efforts of quitting smoking, you pray for people who I know that are quitting smoking, because they need prayers too, and they're getting them from me, and they have my support, especially when they're doing it on pure willpower and with their thinking and plans and everything I'm trying to do. I hope they find their systems that work. I hate to see people take medications to fix problems. It don't fix the problem. It just gets rid of the little symptom. The fact is, I'm addicted to nicotine, and the symptom of that is desiring a cigarette. And if I take a pill to get rid of that desire, now I've got a pill that my mind is dependent on to get rid of the cigarette. So the best thing to do is to remove it. Remove that desire by fighting the desire and finding the strength to do so. I don't really give a shit what you think. If that sounds like some mumbo jumbo bullshit, it's gonna work. Best thing I got is my prayer. And you see the way I act, the way I talk. I'm a struggling man. Yep. But that's all part of my faith. If I wasn't struggling with something, I'd probably be doing something wrong, really wrong. That's my opinion for whatever it's worth, whether it's worth shit or what. You can have it. I'll give a shit. Give a shit about everybody's opinion. Just don't always show it. And they don't usually add a whole lot of value. Same with mine. I got a lot to do in the garage, so I'm gonna put on my boots while I sit here and blabber on. And I'll make sure I stop the video at least with enough time to take you out in the garden and showing you some of the stuff I got to do today. And I am behind. Yesterday I got caught up in sorting paperwork. I had misplaced a couple bills that needed taken care of, so I had to hunt for those. Yep, I still got to file everything. That will be a chore. But I might wait till Sunday evening or something. Maybe later tonight. We'll see. But I've got laundry. Alex just finished the dishes. He did extra reading last night. I'm very proud of him. I gave him the option to read 3 chapters. And this was all voluntary, okay? This was all voluntary because earlier I gave him the assignment to read 2 chapters out of his book. And that was going to be the last thing he had to do. Read 2 chapters and write about what he had read. And he did that. And, alright, so it didn't take long either. Less than an hour. So I told him, that even though I said what I said, I'm not going to change it. But I did give him the recommendation that he read some. And later on I checked with him about if he had read, and he hadn't. And I encouraged him. I didn't demand it. I encouraged him. He said he might read 3 or 4 chapters before bed. I told him I encouraged him to... okay, let me start over. 3 or 4 chapters before bed. So what I encouraged him to do was to read 3 chapters and then write a little something like he did about what he had read. Come to find out, the young man, he read 4 chapters and wrote about it. So I'm very proud of him for that. He doesn't give me a struggle. He's really showing me he's there and he's listening. And I hope he sees that for me and continues to build up some trust to be able to help me to practice my listening skills for him. So, alright, socks are on. Put the boots on. I'll put my favorite pair of boots on for today. These are a combat boot, a desert style. It's got the leather with the mesh. I like the shoelaces, really easy to pull up and pretty easy to undo. My foot really fits well in a combat boot. It's hard to find boots that are this comfortable. My cat, I think these are caterpillars. No, these are wolverines. Never had a caterpillar or a wolverine, but can't see that shit. But I like my wolverine boots, but I can't say I like the eyelets for the laces because one of them at the top had already broke. It ain't really an eyelet, it's more like one of them hooks you kind of wrap it around real quick. Yep, so I'm gonna leave my cigarettes inside. The rule is, like I broke the rule, it wasn't just about me not smoking. I smoke in my house. If you watch my videos, I smoke in my house. Only in select areas. And think what you want about that. Say what you want. Whatever. But I asked my wife when we can start not smoking in the house, because she does as well. And she said whenever I need to. Yeah. So we made that change, and that's the rule I broke. The rule I asked for, with a mindless cigarette. That's how addiction works, you know. You actively gotta fight it. Don't matter what you're addicted to. Doesn't matter what's wrong in your life. You gotta do your best to do right and stand up against the things that aren't. For me right now, it's the cigarettes. I'm done just letting it destroy my body. But I know I have to actively pursue that victory. I can't do it alone. So I'm not. I'm going to try to keep my mind to it, because just like my note, it's not just important to write down the time that I had a cigarette to watch how my smoking progress may be going, or my non-smoking progress, but writing down that that was mindless is a way for me to know that that wasn't a cigarette that I had been putting off and decided I'll have one at this time to relieve the anxiety at the very end of the struggle. Then I can relax about it, know it's coming, know when it's coming, and when it comes, as long as I'm there watching at that time, I can partake in that. If I partake in it after, even better. And like I said, I intend to enjoy that cigarette. So let's go out to the garden. I'll pause it on the way so you ain't gotta waste all that time. You done listening to me? But if you listening to all this, I appreciate it. I guess I ain't pausing it on the way out. Oh, it's bright. Yeah, I will. I'll get them glasses. Alright. Took me a minute and I still didn't find my glasses, so this'll work. No weather report today. I tried to do too much. Slowed my shit down. Had to put out a birthday video. These things are looking real nice. Good and stinky. Yep, getting some sun. Yeah. Need a little water today. Everything does. Let's go over here. Go inside the garden. What do we got? 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Alright. Tomatoes. All looking well. Got some nice red ones down here. Got some green. Need turning. Got some over here that are. You can see I've done my pruning. You can see I've strung up these little bushes. I did have to prune some of it out. There was damage from neglect. Try not to go on the life lesson from that. But you see it time and time. I remove the stuff that shouldn't be there, stuff that's doing damage, and the plant recovers and it thrives. So what I'm planning to do today, I got to clean up all this foliage. Okay, I'm going to be adding to the pile because I still have grooming to do here. So I'll be pruning all this. Some new growth already. But I'll be pruning back in here, getting all this pruned out. I've got a couple to harvest. That one's not really growing, so I'm not sure what the deal is. It's kind of a funny looking one. Now, one thing I am noticing, some of these plants, I noticed it with my cucumbers, with the really old growth part of the plant. Kind of reminds me of what I might think a 60-year-old woman would put out if she had a baby. It wasn't quite what she used to do. Another reason I took them out. It was time. So I should do some pruning here soon. Alright, prune some of this stuff out of the way. Open it up. You can see I got some peppers. But I plan to prune all these plants today. I might spend maybe 30 minutes with my shirt off. Trying to get a little tan on my body. See, remember, that's a good color combo, but if I can get just a little more sun on my my back, a little bit at a time, maybe I can just like strengthen my feet out here under stones. Maybe I can strengthen my skin to the sun. Yep. But I'm wearing my boots today because even though I got garden stuff to do, which I will practice my strong feet on, I see two zucchini. Oh, and something really cool I'll show you. Anyway, I got my boots on though because I'm going to be going and I got to put some stuff in my garage too and get some stuff out and whatnot. I don't need to be stepping on a piece of metal. So I want to come over here. We're over here by the second plant of cabbage. See the grasshopper? Little baby grasshopper? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what destroyed my cabbage and my Brussels sprouts. I think they're eating on it, laying eggs, and the worms I'm seeing are probably grasshoppers. Nice little zucchini. See, I got two growing out of this one spot. And I got a little mildew there too. No big deal. I'm gonna get that out of there today and get this all finished up. But what I wanted to show you over here, look at this little beautiful thing. If you don't remember this tomato plant. Oh, I'm touching the zucchini. This tomato plant, all right? That tomato plant, pretty cool. I took that little guy, he's a sucker branch. Took that sucker branch off there, stuck my finger in the dirt, stuck it down in there, gave it my attention and love. It's got a little tomato, a little red one too. So I just about got this soil all set. Okay, this is just about ready right here. Just needs cleaned up a little bit. I'm going to be amending this with probably 3 things of compost, adding that, rake it all up. I'll probably rake it from one end to the other a couple times just to make sure it's pretty even. I'm thinking beans, and I'm thinking I might even plant a spot of cucumbers, see if I can get some more pickles and cucumbers by the end of the year. There's a possibility that down here under this canopy I might plant myself, I'm gonna look into it, but I might plant a couple cabbage. If I don't do it there, what I'm gonna do is I'm thinking over on this part from the peppers on over. Okay, so if this is beans, they'll finish up at the end of the season, but before that tomatoes should be done. Zucchini, I'm not sure, but if it starts producing weird fruit, then I'll remove it. If it keeps producing, it'll stay. The cabbage will come out. My plan is, my hope, that by winter I have maybe some winter squash. It depends on what's available, but winter squash maybe, and maybe some cabbage. I would really like to have some cabbage grow through the winter and produce me some seed next year, because there ain't a lot of availability going to be had for seed. But with this frame, the plan is I can lower it down. You can see the crossbar that goes approximately 2 feet below is the joint. I can lower that down on a block or something and tie it down and wrap that area with plastic to create a greenhouse. So that's what I'm thinking. I ain't worked it all out, the details, but I'm working on it. So, yep. It's gonna be a good day. Left my cigarettes inside, just like I was hoping to. Hell, I ain't even got a lighter. I'm smoking a little weed sometimes to help with the anxiety and a little bit of an encouragement, and when I resist a cigarette, reward. But I'm trying to keep that low too, because I'd like to not be smoking any pot by the end of the weekend too. So that's a choice I need to make. September 2nd, I'm planning on putting in some applications to get a little part-time work, and whether they want a piss test or not, I gotta make that little sacrifice. Sometimes you gotta do that. I'll make that sacrifice willingly, not as a trade-off, but as a gesture of my faith. It's really what it's about. And if I don't have a job within a couple weeks from that, well, I'll be cleaned out, and that'll give me more options. And I'll stay cleaned out as long as I got the job and it's needed to be. No big deal. You know me. That definitely ain't gonna be lasting forever. At least not in my mind. Yeah. I ain't gonna go talking about food, but I'll tell you this, then this is about it. Last warning. Everything I ever said. I meant every bit of it. As far as the dangers we might be facing, we should all hope I'm wrong. 'Cause boy, I do. Hope God blesses your day.